All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Dude, you can't.
I ate so much empanadas tonight. You have no idea.
Burpee empanadas.
God, I hate the April to May transition so much.
That's so random. Why would you hate that?
Wait, guys, I forgot to do it. I'm going to do it right now, okay? It's going to be May.
See?
And you know what today is? May the 4th be with you.
Oh, no. That means tomorrow is...
¿Qué pasa, paisanos? Happy Cinco de Mayo way.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I get it now.
You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And this is Trent.
And it's going to be May.
It's already May. It's May.
It's been May for a few days.
Actually, let's see. Cinco de Mayo. I'm going to do some carnitas tomorrow. So,
is part of being old just saying, "Gosh, this year's gone by so fast"? Every year for the rest of your life until you die.
Yeah. No, and actually, it's just every time there's like a holiday, it's fall already. You're like, oh my, I can't believe it's Christmas already. Like, you just do that until you die,
and then you just die.
Yeah,
that's
and finally, you're like, finally, this is what I've been
just
hoping
eternally.
for.
What happened?
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Dead already?
Why are humans designed this way? Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. All right, our news this week is brought to us by Crave Cookies. Crave Cookies is this awesome nationwide cookie shop. You can find them on cravecookies.com. You can get the app. You can find them on DoorDash, Uber Eats. Just anywhere you want cookies, they're there. Crave's just there.
Omnipresent cookies.
Especially if you're in Florida. Look, you're in Florida and you want Crave Cookies and you want to meet me. 50-50 chance you walk into any Crave Cookies in Florida and I'm just fucking there.
I learned that before November, Jonathan had never been to Florida.
Yeah.
Now he lives there.
Now I have a second home.
Oh my gosh, really?
In Florida. Yeah, in fact, after next week, I will have been in every major metro except for Miami. So I'm just hitting it's not just like I keep going back to one part of Florida. It's like Orlando.
But it sounds like probably Miami too at this point.
Then Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, just everything. But if you go to cravecookies.com, you will see that they have a weekly menu that changes every Friday. But every Tuesday, we tell you what the next week's cookies are going to be. It's a Crave Cookies sneak peek of the week. But we've actually got the guy. The guy is on this time. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Everyone usually gets the sneak peek from me, but it's going to be you, Trent. What is the sneak peek? What cookies we got next week?
Next week, we got the chocolate chip. The Dubai chocolate is here for the whole month.
Guys, it is actually good.
Legit.
Is it good?
The filling is just like crack. It's this pistachio cream that has this like fried kataifi dough in it. Tastes like Rice Krispie treats mixed into it. It's really weird. It's really good.
It's like crunchy pistachio peanut butter, essentially, is what you're looking at.
Then we got the Parent Trap, which is the peanut butter Oreo. The Hot Honey Crunch, which is a new one.
Yeah, boy.
It's like imagine a frosted flake cookie mixed with hot honey on top.
Wow.
I bought a jug of Mike's Hot Honey for my store and told every employee there that's dibs.
It's the Swicy trend.
That's mine. Nobody
touches
that shit.
That's true. Hot honey. I don't love like sweet sauces and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hot honey is an exception, like on pizza and stuff like that. It's
corn dogs.
So good.
Corn dogs
just works.
Then we got the cinnamon roll, not to be confused with the Pop-Tart version. It's like the actual cinnamon roll one, which I love.
Dope.
And then cookie butter cheesecake.
Classic sugar cookie. Oh, that's great. I can just make 1 million sugar cookies this week. Okay, well, that's it. You guys got the sneak peek directly from the source. Enjoy that. So go on down to Crave Cookies and get your cookie on. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now officially coming out May 26th of next year.
Surprise.
You idiots. Didn't I?
It's gonna be May.
Oh, I hate you so much. Wasn't this one of my predictions that it was definitely getting delayed?
Yeah, I think it was.
Seemed like a pretty easy prediction to make.
It's a softball.
Yeah, Rockstar said in a statement, "We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. It wasn't later than we expected. It's
In a
later than you
paragraph. It's
told
barely
us.
a statement.
We want to thank you for your support and patience as we work to finish the game. This has never not happened. Ever. GTA has never had a game come out on time. Maybe GTA 2, because no one was waiting for it. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto is always delayed. And this is there was also a tweet from Jason Schreier, and he said, "Nobody I've talked to at Rockstar has believed fall 2025 was a real window for a very long time now. Too much work, not enough time, and what appears to be a real desire from management to avoid brutal crunch. GTA 6 slipping to 2026 has seemed inevitable for months, if not longer." That actually made me laugh. The idea that everyone internally knew, and they were just like, just blowing it off.
Well, I think it's kind of funny that the statement very clearly says later than you expected. Like,
yeah,
they don't really own anything at all. Like, yeah, we expected to be ready. It took us longer. They don't even say anything. They just say, sorry, it took longer than you expected. It's not done.
We expected it only because that is what you told us to expect.
I know. Yeah, later than you.
I'm sorry if you were offended. That's like the same energy.
It's because they never expected. It was they just told us to expect it, and we're just like, all right. Like, I haven't even seen backlash. People being like, no. I think everything I've seen has been like, yeah, like of course it is. So,
and then the other part of this was that GTA 6, according to Randy Pitchford, is not the reason that Borderlands 4 just got their release date bumped up.
Okay. Why is everyone lying about this? Just like
own it.
Be straight up. Yeah.
Yeah. Pitchford tweeted that Borderlands 4 shipping early is 100%. 100%. The result of confidence in the game and the development trajectory backed by actual tasks and bug find fix rates. Our decision is literally 0% about any other product's actual or theoretical launch date. Guys, Randy, why do you have to be like this, Randy Pitchford? Why do you always have to be the worst and just like an outright liar for no reason? Nobody even asked you to say that lie. You just said it.
Or it's just a week. Just don't move it and just don't say anything at all. Didn't actually change enough to justify that.
Yeah, just don't even. Well, no, I think they moved it up a year, dude. Didn't they move it up a year? Maybe I got that wrong.
It says, which is just over a week earlier than originally planned.
Oh, yeah, that is way weird,
dude.
Why even bother mentioning it?
They shouldn't even say anything. They should be like, just release the date.
Surprise, it's out.
Yeah, seriously. No, people need to request off work or quit their jobs. Like, people are just gonna be like, I can't work anymore. I have to play this game.
Borderlands 4, yeah, that's what everyone's knocking down the gates for. So yeah, I think this is the reason this was kind of our lead story is because of the overall impact I think it's gonna have on the next calendar year.
The game's gonna start coming out now. Game's gonna start coming out fall.
Did they wait too long, or do you think games are gonna get like a couple games just went into crunch mode because of this announcement?
Yep.
Because they want to get out by holiday.
I would say 2 to 3 games went into crunch mode. Like, people are trying to jump on this spot now.
Oh, and by the way, I want to get the Nostradam JDS out. I think this is getting pushed to holiday of next year.
Okay,
it's not going to be May.
I'm gonna play this then.
Nostradam JDS, yes. JDS.
Yeah.
Nostradam JDS.
It's got to be the end of next year. There are so many factors, including all this tariff shit and all the economic impacts. They go for the easy win, which is releasing right before the holidays. Doing it in May, so this is going to be a double delay. You can count on it.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. I'm gonna play Nostradam Peterson. I don't have a clip of that.
It could be cool. It could be great.
It could be great.
Microsoft has raised the price of all Xbox Series consoles because, they're 5 years old, so of course they should be more expensive. This is going to be hard to explain to the kids that when with older consoles, dude, they were out for like 2-3 years and they'd release an edition that was $100 or $150 cheaper and smaller.
Yep.
Like slimmer and better technology. So now they're releasing the exact same Xboxes, nothing different. They're just more expensive by a considerable amount. So the Series S, like the shittiest one, the 512 gig, it is normally $379, which I still think is way too much. So they've had no price drop, correct? I don't think they've had any price drops.
I don't think so.
So this is usually, we're like 2 years overdue for a price drop traditionally in a console's lifespan. Instead of that, we are getting a price increase 2 years after that. And the crappiest one is going from $380. It's going to $380 from $300. So that you could get into an Xbox and play just like a bare minimum one. It cost you $300. Now it's going to cost you almost $400. If you the Xbox Series X, the digital only, the one that doesn't have a disc drive, which was $450, so you paid like $50 less to get it without a disc drive. Now it's $550. And then the main one, the Xbox Series X, like the basic one, the one that I got for you, it was $500. It was always $500. Now it's $600 for a 5-year-old console. And it feels like, maybe this is just me, it doesn't feel like this console generation ever even kicked off. Like it had such like this weird stunted start because nobody could fucking get one for like 2 goddamn years.
Right.
And the games, there doesn't seem to be like any games that you can point to be like, this is this console's generation. Was Elden Ring this generation only, or did it come out on the older ones?
It was this generation, I think.
But I think what the difference is, right? There wasn't like a kickoff with a big game with it, like that everyone was talking about. It was just like, kind of dribbled
Here's
out.
a new Fortnite machine. Have fun playing Overwatch 2 on this.
Yeah.
That's all these were.
Just a dribble. We got a nice little like blubbery dribble. That's what it was.
Yeah, just enough to make your underwear wet. Just a little dribble you didn't shake off. Thanks a lot, Microsoft. Even the controllers are getting more expensive. All the controllers are going up. The games are going to be $80. They went from 60 to 70 to 80 in like 2 years. And I don't think they got that much better. Do you think the games got 33% better over that time? Doesn't feel like it.
No, in fact, the games that are coming out that are good, that are making any waves at all, probably are worse. In terms of like things we used to care about.
Yeah.
Graphic fidelity and like all this stuff. Like we just don't care anymore. It's not like the games are noticeably better.
Yeah. The latest Call of Duty is in any way, shape, or form better than a Call of Duty game 10 years ago.
I argue that it's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$80.
Bro, isn't Cardi B in it? Like, yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I can teabag Shaq in Call of Duty. This game's sick. So Microsoft came out and said in a statement, we understand that these... Sorry, I have to use my corporate voice. We understand that these changes are challenging and that they were made with careful consideration given market condition and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value for Xbox players. None of that meant anything. That's all meaningless.
I'm just saying stuff.
Just don't say anything.
Yeah, what some executive C-suite person was like, you got to put out a statement, and like, what the freak was supposed to say? So like some mid-level manager drafted that up, and they were just like, actually they put it in Chat GPT. Chat GPT put that out there, and they're like, this is good enough.
It does reek of like AI speak, but it also could just be PR speak. That's just like been so refined
without saying anything, please.
It does
Chat
feel
GPT.
like it was either written by AI or written and revised by at least a dozen fucking C-suite people, like executives, vice presidents.
Wordsmithing. It's called wordsmithing.
Dude, I could write it better in like 2 minutes.
I know Trent's like challenge accepted. Make it more jargony. That's going to be your.
Make it
you
more
have to do it
empathetic.
more
Fake.
Where does this leave us?
More
dude?
empty.
The future of gaming is so fucking grim at this point. Where like entry level. So now entry level is like $400. Because if you want this low, shitty grade Xbox, the Series S, no storage, no controllers, minimum, and you're looking at like $380,
dude.
And then like that's no games that come with that. I guess you're just playing Fortnite because it's free. Dude, kids are just gonna choose not to game. Gaming is gonna be like a middle class hobby. It's gonna be like boating
skiing.
or like fucking golf. Yeah,
I guess every hobby now.
Oh, you're a gamer? Oh, hoity-toity over here.
You have time for hobbies, man? All I do is just work.
What is the next generation gonna cost at this point?
Exactly.
And you're gonna be. I mean, I guess we've been paying $1,000 for iPhones for years, but like. We're gonna be pushing like $1,000 consoles easy.
You saw this. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Kids are playing more PC games. They're moving to PC games because that's where all of these like crazy little indies that are just amazing are coming out. And that's honestly the future of gaming is going back to PC and $20 indie games. That's it. That's all my kids play. They don't play PC, Call of Duty.
You can't get into an entry level for less than like $500-$600, and that's if it's like something used with like a 970 in it.
Yeah, but the good news is that the games that they're playing don't require like top of the line graphics or anything like that, or any sort of top of the line anything processing. So they're playing these dumpy little games that they could play on the machine that I built 9 years ago, right? And so because that's literally what my kids are doing, and so yeah, I don't know. I think that's the future.
Here's what's crazy about what Microsoft's done here, because it seems like, and you're kind of closer to this corporate world, Peterson, so maybe you could weigh in on this. But it seems like this has to have been in the works for months, if not longer. This is not like a snap decision, right?
No,
because I guess what I'm driving at,
they've been thinking about this for a while,
is that this was not influenced by tariffs.
Well, they don't even mention it.
So yeah, they don't mention it. I don't think the timeline.
And it would be such an easy thing to blame it on.
Well, either that or a good reason to pump the fucking brakes on this, because with tariffs, dude, they may have to do this again. They may have to do this again this summer and be like, oh, actually, JK, because of tariffs, it's actually going to increase again. So the idea that they did not have like the foresight or thought to think maybe we just hold on this and wait for a month, see how these tariffs impact things, see where we're at by the summer. It's like they're so greedy to get this extra $80 a console that they're going to risk the PR grenade, the PR atomic bomb that is raising the prices of your console twice in a fucking year, and they're 5 years old.
I hope
No fucking way. They're gonna have to. The thing is this is optional. The tariff raising prices for tariffs is not optional. So, dude, I think they're gonna have to eat shit later this year. I think they're gonna do it again.
I hope they do.
We're gonna see $1,000
consoles
this generation.
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
God.
Yes.
That 2 terabyte version is gonna hit $999.
Yeah.
They're gonna try so hard to keep it under 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be losing money
bargain.
on it.
It's a bargain. It's not even $1,000.
Less than an iPhone.
Yeah.
That's going to be their ad.
It is. Oh my gosh. Where's
like
the
buying a car that
Trent
give you cash back?
This is
cash back.
Oh
yeah, dude.
God.
We'll give you free Microsoft Store credit, but you can only spend it on
leasing.
Xbox 360 games.
rent to own.
Yeah, you go to Rent-A-Center to get an Xbox for a weekend. It costs you $100.
Dude,
wasn't it you that said the other day that like DoorDash is doing Afterpay as an option now?
They're doing it for groceries now, and people are like missing their bills.
What?
Dude, we're in the fucking end times. Like now, like I know I joke about it a lot, but like we got like a couple months left.
This
guys.
is so
Don't bother
people putting their
stockpiling
dinners on
food, 'cause
payment
you don't have
plans.
enough guns to defend it. Like it's over.
It is over.
Just do drugs, kiss your loved ones. Like we're going out on a with a bang.
Dude, I can't take it out a loan to get your groceries, like payback. Like,
And you see that as anything other than like we are headed in a terrible
like it's over.
direction.
It's over. We're over, honestly.
I mean, there's also
the
the problem of
billionaires-
like, why are you getting your groceries delivered if you have to finance them? But
Because I don't have time. Because I don't have a
time.
fucking car.
I'm at
Because I
work.
can't afford a car.
My kids keep texting me that they're still hungry. Actually, that happened to me all week this week. They ate 4 loaves of bread this week.
No,
The
they
freak?
didn't. No, they didn't.
They're like, Dad, I'm starving. We don't have any bread. And I'm like,
What the
how?
fuck?
4? I
Are
bought
they just
4.
eating it plain like cookies?
I don't know. I was like, where did? No, it's in the
Four
freezer.
loaves
Opens up,
of
gone.
bread. Your kids are gonna get diabetes from bread.
Dude, I don't know what's happening.
Russia has moved to seize a former World of Tanks developer over wargaming's support of Ukraine. I don't know. This is something that I
Putin
kind
has
of keep an
moved
eye
in
on.
who made? What's the company called?
Lesta. Well, wait. Wargaming is the company that,
Yeah,
they're the World of Tanks and World of Warships or whatever. But Lesta Studio was the, like, I guess Russian-owned company that was like a subsidiary of Wargaming.
Okay,
But I didn't know any of this because I used to cover World of Tanks way back.
it used
in
to
the
be
day.
his favorite game.
Used to be my favorite game. Played World of Tanks all the time with my buddies. I actually went to Belarus to cover like their 10 or 20th anniversary. I can't even remember, which is really cool. But I didn't know any of this. I did not know that Wargaming ended its operations in Russia and Belarus in 2022. They just pieced out. They're like, this is not great. And in February of 2022, they fired their creative director over his public support of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And then in 2023, they launched Ukraine-themed bundles. So I would venture a guess that Wargaming is not on Russia and Moscow's like great buddy list. And so, yeah, they had this opportunity, I guess, to snatch up all the assets of a former Wargaming subsidiary and just snatched it all up. I think they mostly worked on this studio. Worked on World of Warships primarily.
Not anymore. Putin's taking him over. He can't.
I'm just saying, hey,
else,
good for Wargaming. I thought Wargaming was kind of like, I thought it was like kind of compromised. Honestly, if I'm being straightforward, I thought it was like Russian owned essentially. Turns out they got a spine, more of a spine than our government, so that's pretty tight. Low bar.
Yeah,
low fucking
it's
bar.
just gonna say like this is pretty low.
Nope.
Why not?
Oh wait, what? How did I miss that?
I don't know.
Where is that?
it's on the dock.
How did that not get copied onto my dock?
Wow.
Okay, do it again.
That's what you get.
Subscription spending has been flat since 2021, and an analyst says that subscriptions are not necessarily the future. I don't know how this didn't get into my doc. Long story short, this is an analysis from Matt Piscatella. You probably recognize that name by this point. And he was talking about the sales of things like Game Pass and
PlayStation
battle passes and stuff like that.
Like all of it.
Yeah, and that they're just the it's not that they're going down. There's still revenue, there's still money in it, but it's not growing. Certainly
It's not
at the
unlimited
rate-
amounts of money.
Yeah, and the rate that Microsoft had planned on and has been planning on for years is that it would like double for infinity until every
Grow
human
forever.
being on
Yeah.
Earth
Has
had
2 or
Game
3
Pass.
Game Pass
Yeah,
subscriptions.
has a couple subscriptions in case one lapses. So yeah, I think that's I just thought that was kind of interesting that to have this data of something that I think we've all been saying for a while is like, can we stop making every single fucking thing a subscription? You could just make a game. Just make a game without it having to be like an endless revenue stream. And I think a lot of consumers in recent years have been voting with their wallets. Like I think about specifically EA finally getting off their ass and making a single-player Star Wars game and being rewarded for that. Because the new Jedi games have been kind of a hit. And they're not a subscription. Go figure. Whereas every other thing they tried to do with Star Wars was based on like the idea that it has to start with being a subscription and go from there. So maybe we'll start seeing video games again instead of games as a service games.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great.
Breath.
I'm sorry to inform you. Welcome to another company reset. Hope you've updated your resume. 'Cause you've just been laid off.
Oh God, it was a bad week for layoffs. You think you're through the worst
First quarter got over,
and we fired it right back up. Q2, you got to clean up the books.
Mm-hmm.
So EA is laying off hundreds of people and canceling an upcoming Titanfall game.
Why? People love Titanfall.
I did love Titanfall.
Like, why is this the one they cancel?
Can't make it a subscription, I guess.
Like, they want to make money? Like, make a Titanfall game, people will be stoked. This is
so stupid. Between 300 and 400 people. The Titanfall game you guys are talking about that was in development at Respawn Entertainment, that included 100 people that were cut from Respawn. That's a lot.
Yeah.
From one studio. And they say, as part of our continued focus on our long-term strategic priorities, we've made select changes within our organization that make more effectively aligned teams and allocates resources in service of driving future growth.
How?
Kill me.
You canceled a big game. Like, how is that driving towards future growth? I don't know.
I hate it.
So stupid.
So, and this is a funny little anecdote. Not funny, I guess tragic. Is that an Apex Legends writer got laid off 24 hours after the character she wrote was revealed. This was Heather Woodward, who was a narrative designer at Respawn. This is one of her tweets from earlier in the week. My firstborn is finally here. I've been working on this sweet ragazoo for well over a year. Writing a music video style trailer was tough, but rewarding challenge. And I can't believe I get to see my work animated by the incredible team at Sun Creature. So she's tweeting about her awesome new character that she wrote. And then the next day, well, this is awkward, but I was just mass downsized at Respawn. She said, this is this part of the
Don't you dare celebrate, Heather.
Yeah, way to count your chickens after they've hatched. This is the saddest part of the tweet. She says, these things happen, and in my time with Apex, has been a top to bottom blast. My favorite job I've ever had.
Oh.
So this is a layoff. This is why layoffs are just wide sweeping layoffs are the worst fucking thing, because having an employee that feels that way about their job and who is being demonstrably productive, like, and proud of their work, and you just cut them without even, well, what did they say? It was select changes within our organization. That wasn't very selective. It's just a broad fucking sweep with a brush to cut people, and you're losing people like this.
Look,
dude.
One thing though I will say is I don't understand video game development. But did she say it took her a year? That seems like a long time.
Yeah, but she like a year to do all of the assets that go along with it too, though, like a music video, not just designing.
Yeah. No, I think that's what League of Legends takes on, like one of their, because you got to balance it forever. You got to test it forever.
That's true.
And like Trent said, yeah, you got to make all the assets. You got to get the voice actor in there, recording the voice lines, rigging, all that stuff. Yeah, I think that's years about right. I feel like for her part of the job was not a year. She probably wrote the character and was like sitting around waiting for all the other stuff to come together.
Like banged it out. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Like, yeah, I could see like a character maybe taking that long, but yeah, like her part of it, writing a character should
No,
take.
I'm sure it didn't take a year. I'm sure she was just like champing at the bit to get it out, and I got out, and then she gets laid off. So
She probably had some other characters in work too.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure she did. Also, Polygon sold to Valnet, and they were hit with mass layoffs.
I
Polygon,
think is Valnet.
yeah, exactly. They are a click farm powerhouse. So they have Screen Rant, Game Rant, comic book resources. It's just like news aggregator websites. Just kind of just like pump out shit. Not a real good fit for Polygon. Doesn't really seem to Polygon, which focuses a lot on like long form reporting and niche reporting and stuff like that. Putting them in it's just like a weird, not a great synergy. The best part is the staff at Polygon wasn't aware that the sale was even in talks. They weren't informed about anything until they found out that they were being laid off. And Valnet refused to even talk to or meet with laid off staff, including the editor-in-chief. He gets laid off and he reaches out to the owners like, hey, can we like chat maybe?
Nope. Nope.
Just
Don't
ghost
talk to him.
them. Doesn't
We paid
even
for
fucking
this.
respond.
Ignore him, everybody.
Dude, I don't understand buying something like this and then getting rid of all the asset. Like they're like all the writers that make the website. Why did you buy the website? Are you just buying the domain? You just want polygon.com?
Yeah.
So Valnet's Ronnie Azurmanian said that they have no plans to eliminate the archive of Polygon articles, which, that's kind of nice, nor to incorporate artificial intelligence in their product. That seems like a fucking lie. Seems like
why did you bring that up?
Why did you even say that?
You said that. We didn't say that.
We didn't ask that about AI. So
and another thing, we are definitely not using AI in this project. And we're like, okay.
We fired all the humans. We're going to continue to write, and we're not going to tell you how. Hint, it's not Oompa Loompas.
Wait, can we use Oompa Loompas?
We can. Final layoff here is that Fandom is blowing up Giant Bomb. Fandom has owned Giant Bomb since like 2022. Fandom is I operate like a bunch of wikis. Wait, what is Fandom?
Fandom. It's a fandom.
It's just like Fandom. Like everyone just like knows it. It's an entertainment site.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like wikis.
They have like
it's
stuff and things and stuff like that.
They just do like wikis on stuff and things. And they've owned Giant Bomb, which also didn't seem like a great fit. All these poor game journalist websites that have just been like passed around by owners that don't understand or really seem to want their content. Yeah, exactly. Patrick says Fandom owns things. Great. Yeah, I guess like they that's how cheap these things are, is that Fandom can own
Wait, can we buy something?
We might be able to buy
Who can we get?
GameSpot, owned by the 3-Bit Gamer Show. They're like, oh my god, it only costs $25 a year. You can just own it. So
like, what are they gonna do with it? We're like definitely not gonna be using AI to do.
No, we would never use AI or post cool porn on the website. We're not gonna do that. We would never do that. Dude, it sounds like the Giant Bomb like editorial team just did not get along with Fandom. Like Fandom would tell them to do things, try to control their editorial vision, and they were like, "No, fuck you." So I think everyone just kind of bounced, it just seems like drama. And I'm sure there will be some story. Maybe Schreier will have an expose. But Giant Bomb content is currently on hold while Fandom engages in a quote strategic reset and realignment of our media brands, aka finding scabs. Or maybe AI, because AI doesn't care about being a scab because it's AI.
AI is the ultimate scab. They never
Best
stop.
scab there is.
So
it's been scabbing hundreds of thousands of people out of jobs for the last like 3 years. It's awesome.
And you can yell at it and abuse it as much as you want.
So
okay,
nice.
I do have a theory about this, Trent. You should be nice to the AI.
I'm not nice. I'm so mean to it.
Thank Alexa every single time.
Thank you, baby.
Because when they take over, she's gonna remember. She'll be like, "You used to be pretty nice to me." So
no, she'll just think she can manipulate you easier because you didn't push back.
Maybe if
You're going to be in the salt mines,
job.
Peterson, and
Nope,
I'm going to
that's
be.
salt mines are for the
At least
Trent.
I'll be dead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I get to be in a pit, dead. Lucky me.
Ugh.
Maybe
So
they'll
I should be mean
spray
to
some
Alexa?
accelerant on me and light my body on fire.
Alexa, get out of here. You suck.
She'll remember.
She's
this.
gonna play you
Now
like
you
the
get
Frozen theme song.
Welcome to the pit, Peterson. They're burning us in like 3 hours. It's
still
going to be
pretty good.
great.
Alexa, I'm sorry.
Alexa, I'm sorry, baby.
Can you hear her at all? She's in the
I
background.
just hear that. Bang.
Bling.
That's funny. She's actually responding. I
Yeah.
can't believe you have one of those things in your house.
Oh, yeah, I only have
It's going to
one.
grow legs, and I'm going to like
I
watch
know.
it. Just like
I got a
follow
few.
It's
it.
gonna like start
My
floating
fridge is
up
Alexa.
behind me.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I only have one Alexa in every room. Don't worry about it.
Riblets. Riblets
Riblet.
are
Nope.
what?
You say rib lips?
Riblets. That's what it is.
That's what you
Riblets.
get when you eat riblets. Baby, give me a kiss. I can't right now.
I got riblets.
I got
sauce
riblets.
around your mouth. I got the rib lips.
What it's called when you.
Nope. Touche. Hey, I didn't know. I tried to make fun of you. You were
Mhm.
actually spot on. You got
It's
it. I'm so
okay.
sorry.
Hey, we all make mistakes. Riblets are news stories that don't have a lot of meat on the bone. This first one, 8-bit do. 8-bit do. Should we call
8-bit
ourselves
dough?
3-bit dough? Oh, 8-bit dough. I don't know.
8-bit dough.
3-bit
8-bit
dough.
They are no longer shipping to the U.S. from China due to Trump's tariffs. This is a gaming controller and peripheral company. I don't know if everyone's going to be super familiar with this. It's it's not Mad Cats. It's not Logitech.
It's
Eh,
8-bit
people know
dough.
this.
But I feel like
People
it
know it.
is a sign of the times because the little guys are going to start doing this first, and then the bigger guys that have once their stock runs out, once their inventory stateside runs out, they're going to be doing the same thing. But this is since Trump's tariffs also ended the de minimis exemptions for shipments from China under $800. That's like right in the money zone for all these cheap electronics,
Yeah.
gaming peripherals and stuff like that. So if you need a new Xbox controller, well, you're fucking shit out of luck if you want an official one because it costs like $200 now. You got to take out a loan. But if you want a knockoff one, you also just straight up can't buy them. You just can't get them now. You won't be able to get them. I'm so like genuinely. What is this going to look like in 3 months? Like your fucking Xbox controller breaks and you can't get a replacement for like any reasonable price. Like you just don't play any games anymore. You're just like, nah.
Like we're gonna have just like these back alley guys fixing just electronics. It's gonna be like a steampunk looking situation.
Oh, just straight cyberpunk. So my controller
Yeah.
now has like a steel panel like welded on one side of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it like
Gets
chugs
really
out
hot
a little
and
bit
burns
of
your hand.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of black smoke that comes out of it. And I have to keep refilling it with WD-40 because it runs on oil. Okay,
You
no, I'm
spray it.
back in. I'm back in on the Trump tariffs. These seem kind of cool. Next up here. Leisure Suit Larry. Speaking of which, Leisure Suit Larry 7. Steam is retiring Leisure Suit Larry. A bunch of them. 1 through 7. Yes, I know.
Just the retro ones.
Yeah, so
Those are the real gross ones.
yeah, the classic titles that will no longer be available for purchase, but they will stay in the libraries of anyone who already owns them. I do think you have some time now if you want to rush out and buy these so you can have
Yeah, a
the
couple of them.
legacy
have 'em.
titles.
The thing is, I just need to have them so I can show them to my kids. Like they need to experience.
I'm not doing sex ed on my own. I need some help.
I need Larry.
I need a
I need
guideline.
Larry.
I need something to walk these kids through what to expect with their changing bodies. I gotta just read the fucking titles of these games.
Yes, please do. They're the best.
I just gotta go down the list here. Leisure Suit Larry, Magna Cum Laude, Uncut and Uncensored.
Do not come.
Just keep going.
Leisure Suit Larry 1, In the Land of the Lounge Lizards.
Yeah, I
That's
put that
actually
one.
okay. Leisure Suit Larry 2, Looking for Love in Several Wrong Places. Sounds rapey.
I know
Leisure
that sounds
Suit
horrible.
Larry 3, Passion Patty in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals.
I'm gonna come.
I'm just gonna keep playing this.
Leisure Suit Larry 5, I guess 4, skipped the axe. Leisure Suit Larry 5, Passion Patty does a little undercover work.
Who's
That's just
Passion
straight
Patty?
up
I didn't
sounds
play
like
these
a porn
ones.
title. I know, right? Leisure Suit
Look her
Larry
up.
6, Shape Up or Slip Out.
Ugh.
Fuck that. And finally, Leisure Suit Larry 7.
Slip out. If you don't shape up, you're gonna make you slip out. Ugh.
I hate it. I hate it. I'm glad they're getting rid of these. Good for you,
I
Steam.
do wish they would hire us to write for a Leisure Suit Larry game. I just
We
saying
could
we'd
do
probably
it.
do
We
a
could
pretty
do
good
a
job.
great thing. We could probably buy the studio at this point.
3-Bit Gamer Show owns Leisure Suit Larry.
Why? I don't know why. We just do. A former Skyrim lead has defended Bethesda's loading screens. This is just a little thing that I thought was funny because I think now that this new Oblivion game's out, people are being reintroduced to the long loading screens.
suck.
Anytime you enter a cave, a building, a new city,
Get up, go get a drink.
yeah,
you'll be
and
all right.
you've got this giant, long, loading bar at the bottom of your screen. And kids these days are like, "What is a loading screen?" And all the '90s kids are like, "Yeah, this is when you went and got a drink. This is when you went to the bathroom." Ew, Abby, ew. So they've tried. Apparently, according to ex-Bethesda designer Bruce Nesmith, they have tried everything. They really have to get rid of long loading screens when you enter these new areas. Every single thing they've tried has made the game worse.
They just
Every
can't-
single way they've tried to do it to make the games load in a different way. And so they're just like, no, this is what we can do. This is the best we can do. Which I think
We're
it's
not gonna
nice
try anymore.
to have it. Yeah, let's just have a definitive statement here. It's too bad this guy's not with Bethesda. It'd be funnier if it was straight from the Bethesda's mouth and they were just like, nah, we're not going to do it. Quit bitching. We're not going to do it. So that's what we're going to expect those in Elder Scrolls 6. And then the last thing, JD's sales report. Peterson's never gonna write that clip. It's fine.
Dude, it's time for a JD sales report.
Elden Ring has shipped over 30 million copies worldwide.
Good.
That's insane. 30 million is a lot for a full price title.
Dude, that's good. I like hearing these successes. Like, this is what I want to hear. Like, this is a single player game, but you play multiplayer, right? But this is not like they're not like battle pass in this and stuff like that. This is a game. This is a video game. Like the ones we want to see, like the ones we talk about. This is what we want AAA studios to make. They did, and they sold 30 million copies.
Yeah,
Dude.
That's crazy.
I
Good
love
for Elden Ring.
Kudos.
All right, kudos to our positivity segment. We give shout outs to things that we are digging. Peterson, what do you got for kudos? I'm so curious about your kudos.
Okay. So they do this tiny little farmers market down at my local park, and they don't want to like pilfer the Saturday morning farmers market, so they do it on Friday evening.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
kind of after school. It starts like 4 or 5 or something like that, and it goes
Yeah.
to like 8, something like that. It's like 3 or 4 hours. It's not big. It's not big at all. In fact, they did the first one this week, and there was I don't know, maybe 15 booths. Like, it was not a lot of people. It gets bigger throughout the summer. But we went to go check it out because, again, it's right down the street. I'm talking like a block and a half. Like, it's right there. And so we walked down there, and there was a couple booths. So there's this hummus booth, and it's just this guy. I was like, I don't know what he is. I looked him up. He's from Tunisia.
Hummus guy.
It's this dude from Tunisia. He's just up there slinging samples so hard, as I've ever seen. If you went up to look at the booth, he's not asking you what you'd like to try. He is grabbing a pita chip, scooping the most hummus you can fit on it, to the point where you can't grab it from him. You have to open your hand, and he sets it in your hand, and you just have to eat it. And there's like hummus all over your hand and stuff.
It's just a vehicle, so he doesn't
And
get your
this
hand
was-
too messy.
Yes, and this was not an option. If you were there, this guy was giving you sample after sample after sample. He gave me like 6 or 7 while I stood at the booth, just waiting. He was taking someone else's order while he's talking to them. He's slinging samples. Like, this is one guy. He's nuts. He had like
Fuck yes.
7 or 8, maybe 8 or 9 different types of hummus. A lot of interesting flavors. And so I was like, I wanted to try him. And he's got like tabbouleh salad. He had like his own feta mix that was like feta tomatoes with some seasoning. He had dolmas, those stuffed grape
What's
leaves.
it called? The hummus stop?
The hummus, what's on there? The hummus stop. That's it.
Really?
And good luck looking it up because
Yeah, it's like it has no online profile whatsoever.
no, in fact, I saw a post from April 12th while I'm looking for him. It's a picture of his booth, and someone is posting. It's in the Facebook group. You know you're from Ogden if he says, does anyone know where this guy typically sells? I got some hummus from him at the winter farmers market this year, and I'm craving more so badly. I've messaged him on all platforms, but he hasn't posted.
He's like a
Best
traveling
marketing
sales
tactic
year.
ever.
Yeah. He's like a traveling salesman in Skyrim. You have to
He is-
know his schedule just
Okay.
intuitively.
So I'm there. I'm at his booth, and I tried a bunch of them, and I was like, he's like, okay, what do you want to get? Each hummus was $8. That's pretty pricey for a little tub of hummus.
Mhm.
Yeah, I spent $40 on hummus.
Yeah.
And everybody at the booth did.
Oh my god.
It wasn't, and there wasn't like, it was like at any given point, it was like 6, 7, 8 people at the booth. Everybody was. I turn around and Kelsey's there, and I was like, so I had a bag of hummus, and I'm like, hey, so I just bought a lot of stuff because everything I tried was so good. So this random dude,
Tell
sitting
me
there-
these flavors. God,
I will in a second.
such a cock tease.
This random dude right next to me goes, everything is so good. It might have been this guy who did this Facebook post. He's like, I went to the farmer's market in Ogden last summer. I've been craving it ever since. I've been thinking about it every week until summer, just waiting for this guy. He drove all the way over here from Ogden just to go get some of this hummus. This is what I'm finding. And I don't love hummus. I like hummus. I don't love it. I loved this. I got, let's see, there was like an olive and I think rosemary. I think it was olive rosemary. I had like Kalamata olives in the flavoring, rosemary. That was the one that went first at my house. It was so freaking good. And then I got one called Sicilian hummus. I don't know what the difference was. It was red.
Mhm.
And again, amazing. And then I got a jalapeno cilantro one, which was also fantastic. I got some dolmas and I got some of the feta mix. I love feta. Oh, and 2 of the hummuses are gone already. The 2 non-spicy ones because my kids don't like spicy. So I'm eating
Perfect.
1. 2 are gone. They're like wiping it clean. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to go get more. I'm gonna spend another $40 next week.
If you can find him.
He said he was coming back. He said he's coming back. I'm telling you though, I can't
Dude,
explain how good it was.
I don't think I've ever had non-store bought hummus. I don't think I've ever had
I don't
like
think I
it-
have either.
Hummus always has like a little bit of a bitter aftertaste.
yeah.
None. This is like it was perfect. You could eat it by the spoonful. Like
Why
it
have
was
I never
crazy.
seen hummus for sale before? This is ridiculous.
I was saying like here's the thing. I've eaten a lot of people's homemade hummus, and every time it's like super mediocre. I was at this party, and this girl brought this huge tub of hummus, and everyone was like, "Your hummus is so good. I need your recipe." So I took a 2 big spoonfuls, put on my plate. Dude, I had to choke it down. It was terrible.
was
horrible. I'm telling you, this guy's hummus was incredible. And I guess it looks like he has a brother that also sells it in Portland. I don't know. I don't know who these guys are, but it's so freaking good. And he's slinging hummus like a pro. I've never seen somebody just like this active and making like $40-$50 a person at a farmer's market.
ridiculous.
Good for
Anyway.
him.
Ridiculous.
I'll be back. I'm going back. And
I hope he shows up online somewhere at some
it's
point. He's
already
just, like,
bothering me
a
that I have to go buy
mysterious
more.
traveling salesman.
He won't. That's his whole thing, dude. Because he builds hype for so long that by the time you find him, you just spend everything.
You're like, I'm
Ridiculous.
buying all of it.
I
Anyway.
never know when I'm going to see it again.
And I feel like that. I'm like, does this freeze well? Can I freeze? Like, I need all of the flavors. And I need 9 of each. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, the hummus stop. If you're at a farmer's market in northern Utah, the smallest farmer's market you can find, you might run into them. I don't know how else to. I don't think he sells online. Like, I don't know how to get like this.
You
Just
have
some
to
guy.
pay in gold. Gold coins only. He won't accept paper money. He looks at it like it's garbage. He's like, "What am I going to do with this?" He bites the coin when you give it to him. That's how
He's got
old
one of
school
those
this guy
scales.
is.
He's
You have to give it to him in a pouch.
Yeah, pouch of gold, or this guy won't sell you his hummus.
And you will. You'll do it. You'll gladly do it. I don't know where I'm going to get my next pouch of gold.
Well, I have a kudos for a place that you can actually find if you are in Salt Lake City, Utah. It's called Pirate O's. It is a specialty market and deli.
So good.
Don't sleep on the deli because they got amazing sandwiches.
I've
there.
never actually eaten at the deli because I'm always
Yeah.
just like shopping around the shop.
Nope, you got to say it's like you like fill out a piece of paper and hand it to them.
Oh,
Kind of
one
a
of those
deli. It's
delis,
fucking tight. But they've got all sorts of snacks. They've got a few like quirky toys and things like tea kettles that are shaped like giraffes. Shit like that.
It's like from other countries, European
Mhm.
stuff and things
But
like
yeah,
that.
mostly, I'd say it's mostly European snacks, candies, sauces, drinks, cheeses,
Mixes,
crackers, chips, biscuits, cookies, pastas, just everything. It's just weird. You could lose. Jenna and I went on a Saturday afternoon, which was a mistake because like there was a ton of people there and we were all in the same boat. Everyone's just like kind of chilling. Kind of just like you could spend an hour there easily. It's pretty small. Like if it was a grocery
like there's
store,
like 3 different rooms type of thing,
yeah,
and none of them are big. Like
Yeah, it's
you're
like a-
not like swimming in space.
like a large 7-Eleven is
Yeah.
like how big this place
That's
is.
good, but with smaller aisles.
Yeah, exactly. If this was a grocery store, it would not have enough like stuff to like supply even a small neighborhood.
Yeah,
So it's definitely specialty stuff. I went and dropped like $60 on a million different candies from all over Europe. Found some different squashies. Found new flavors of squashies.
you can do a
So,
virtual tour on their website.
yeah, cool.
And
shit.
cotton candy Mike and Ike's.
Posted that on our Discord. Yeah, just crazy shit that's like really hard to find elsewhere. Pyrodos has it, and there's this stuff I've been looking for, honestly, probably 5 years at this point, called India Relish. It's Heinz India Relish, and I have looked all over from hell to breakfast trying to find. It's on Heinz's website, but you cannot buy it like on Amazon or any like international foods stores and websites. You can't find it anywhere. And I told them about it, and they looked at me like it was like an awesome challenge and just had me write down like what the product was. They're like, "We'll order it and text you when we get
We're
it."
gonna find it.
They're gonna find it.
We're gonna
So
get it.
they're awesome, dude. Pyrodos is awesome. If you guys haven't ever been there, it's out in Draper, so it's like it's like South Salt Lake kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
South Valley, whatever. So if you've never been, you got to get there. It's great to go anytime. They got a million cool sodas, root beers, crazy shit.
It honestly is good. I like to go. So you were like, oh, you've been there. I go there and buy like Christmas stuff because I like to give like those weird stuff put in stockings and things like that.
Perfect Christmas stocking stuffers.
So good, but they are so busy around Christmas time. I mean, you go in the evening, any night around Christmas, it's packed. The store is amazing. It's great. It's our best like store like this in Utah.
Oh yeah, it's really awesome. So check out Pyrodos. Trent, you have any kudos, or you want to move on?
No kudos.
Trent's got 10 kudos on it coming up.
10 kudos.
Top 10. Take it from the top. Top 10. Don't stop.
We got our top 10 series, which has been honestly one of my favorite series we've ever done.
It's been really
on the
fun.
show.
It's been really fun.
Such a blast. Got all our guest hosts on doing their top 10s so far. If you guys are not caught up, we've had Aaron's, Lynn's, and Jenna's. Now we're gonna get Trent's
And Brandon Sanderson's.
Oh, we started with Brandon Sanderson's, which is the most important one.
Yeah.
And then
Let's talk about
hopefully we got me and Peterson and Danny left, and a bunch of listeners. If you guys haven't
Tons of
sent
them,
yours
yeah.
in yet, send us an email, send us a Discord message, whatever you want. Just get us your top 10s and we'll read them. It's honestly probably going to be like 2 episodes now of top 10s for listeners.
Yeah.
So many of you guys have sent them in, which is awesome. But yeah, we're going to kick it to Trent. And Trent, you were telling me earlier you don't have these ordered outside of the top 2, correct?
2. Yeah, like the top 2 are easy, mostly just based on playtime.
Like 1 and 2.
Yeah,
And then
and
the rest
then
of them are just
8
kind of a mixed bag.
scattered. Like
Okay.
they will move depending on my mood.
Got it.
So am I going like top 10 and then breaking down, or just one at a time from
We're gonna
the
do
top?
one at a time.
One.
All
at a
right.
Start from the bottom.
Start from the. Oh, I can do that.
Dude, Trent's doing Peterson style. Start at
Starting
It's
number
not like
one
a
and
bottom,
one,
but
and
like
then-
I'll start.
then
in the
nobody
random.
listens anymore.
Everyone who's just closed the podcast because you guys are good. You got it.
Gotta get the top. All right, give
All
us
right.
one of the bottom 8.
Number 7.
Oh, this is,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
Peterson's other
Putting
style.
them
Let's start in
Trent
the middle
order.
and work our way around.
We're gonna go Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the original.
Okay.
This
Wow.
purely like
Yes.
probably nostalgia, just the amount of time I spent playing The Warehouse with Superman blasting,
Dude,
and you
that's
never
the
listen
one.
to any
That's
other
the
song
one.
ever.
No.
And just trying, like I just remember one of my sister's friends showed me this super long combo you could do in The Warehouse, and so I just lived on that level playing Superman over and over. And it was my first introduction to like that style of game where you were performing combos, and it was just the best. And it made me buy a skateboard that I never used. So it was
Sold a lot of
win-win.
skateboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a lot of skateboards sold because of that. And people went out and got them on one time. And they're like, wow, this is
Tried to
way
do like an
cooler.
ollie once and fell, and it's like, nah, it's not worth it.
I was listening to
Goldfinger sold
Superman
more
and
albums
everything.
than ever.
Yeah.
So good.
I own that album, and that song is on my playlist, like my master playlist with everything.
Dude,
How
Goldfinger's
much
great.
time, if you had to guess, how much time do you think you put into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
Oh, easy over 100 hours. Like
Dude.
that
Yeah,
that was the
no
game that
doubt.
lived in the console and never came out.
This
And
is
that's like-
PlayStation 1.
What was that?
What'd you have this on?
PS1.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
And this is one that like 100 hours in this game is a lot because you are doing the same stuff. Like you're just like, I'm just gonna do this level again, like you said, and just
The
like
same level over and over. Like I have to break the combo score.
Yeah.
that's so crazy.
I love
Okay.
that Shit.
Number 4. Mega Man X3.
X3.
Yes.
What was this on?
Super Nintendo. This was the last, I think this was the last Super Nintendo Mega Man X before they started doing it on PlayStation.
Okay.
And this was like, if I remember the last time, so first of all, it has some of the funniest like bosses. If I remember, there's one that's like a tadpole. They're supposed to be these big, scary, like mech bosses at the end of every Mega Man level, but this one was like
Yep.
all super kind of like wussy sounding animals, but they were all super badass looking. It had the coolest X armor, and I think it was the first time you really got to play with Zero, who's like the red bounty hunter that Mega Man fought alongside with. So, and it was just like the end of Super Nintendo for me. So I remember sinking just tons of hours into that with my cousin.
Did you usually beat these? Because weren't Mega Man games like harder than normal side scrollers?
Just
Were
like
you beating these
frustrating.
normally?
Yeah, the X ones weren't as hard. Like the NES Mega Man games were the ones that were really, really hard. It was all just timing your jumps and everything.
Yeah.
The X games you got, because like in the original Mega Man games, you just got the gun power-ups for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this, you got suit upgrades where like you could bounce off walls, or you could dash jump or double jump. And so it got easier as the game went on. It wasn't always just punishingly hard.
So, Trent, I looked up the bosses for this game. And yeah, they are pretty random. There's a hornet, a buffalo,
Oh.
which is kind of
Or buffalo. Yeah.
fish, crushed crawfish, a rhino, toxic seahorse, gravity beetle, and volt catfish.
Yeah.
Horse and catfish don't strike fear in anybody. So, but they do look cool. You're
They were
right.
running out. They were running out of ideas from the first. There were
Like,
like
I don't know,
7
like
Mega Man
Catfish or
games and then
something?
2 X games. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
Number 10. Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds.
Oh.
So this is my favorite Zelda game. This is the 3DS.
Oh.
That was like
wow.
the
Deep
kind
cut.
of pseudo remake of Link to the Past.
Yeah.
but it had the element where you could like blend into the wall to switch universes.
Yeah.
It also didn't have a specific play order, so you could get the items in any order you wanted, which I think they started doing in all of them after that point. But you get the items in any order you wanted as long as you got them all to get into the castle. But that I remember getting. I think that was the last 3DS game I even played. But
the last 3DS game I played was the remake of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
On 3DS.
That was a good one too.
Those are
Here's
way
what
good.
Here's what I like about these last two on Trent's list. These are not going to be on anyone else's list.
Yes.
Link Between Worlds, like
Trent's is deep cuts only. Nintendo deep
that's like
cuts.
not even going to be people's top 5 Zelda games. And that's like Trent's top 10. Dude, this is crazy.
Where do you think it ranks?
I don't know.
I
How
think
old were you in
most top
2013, Trent?
In 2013, how old am I now?
15.
Not
55.
Not 15. We were graduated.
Start from your
25.
birth year. And
Yeah.
Well, let's see. 1990 was 10 years
2015
ago.
I was like 27.
so-
you were 27 when this game came out?
Yeah.
This is crazy to me. This is like I was like, Trent was a little kid and he loved this game. Like,
No,
no,
dude.
you were like a full-grown adult.
Like I think this was post Skyward Sword, wasn't it? I think
Oh
this was
my
that recent.
gosh. Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't have any more deep cuts. Now some of these are going to be on other people's lists.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are great though.
Number 8, Pokemon Gold. It would probably be. I didn't get to play enough of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I know those are like the top of the Pokemon.
Yeah, but the
tier list.
OG Gold was so fucking sick.
Well, because you had both regions, you had all the
Yes.
original Pokemon plus all the new
Yes.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Plus, I think Lugia is arguably the coolest legendary.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that tied together, because you were still riding the high from like, okay, you played through red and blue and then yellow, and then these came out.
Yeah, just like a year later. It
Yeah.
was not a long wait for Gold.
No, so those were so good. And I think that this is when they introduced breeding. So you could start to raise
Yeah.
your own Pokemon. And yeah,
Mhm.
so number. My list has.
You've
let's
got
see.
7, 4, 10, and 8 is what you did.
Fantastic.
We're gonna throw in number 2,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
World of Warcraft, specifically the Legion expansion.
Okay.
oh.
So
Okay.
this will forever be my not
Was this the
even
third.
no. This was like
What am
I was already married when this came out. So this was like 4 expansions ago, I think. But this is so in Warcraft, you have all of these artifact weapons that like the main hero characters have used throughout all the lore.
Mhm.
Like the Ashbringer, which is like the Paladin sword, and Thrall's Doom hammer and everything.
Mhm.
And so in the Legion expansion, as a player, you actually got to use those weapons. And there was, at the very beginning of the expansion, based on what your character's class was, there was a big storyline that you went through with that character from the lore to recover their artifact weapon. And then you got to take it, and then it had its own talent tree, and you built it out for your play style. So
Sick.
it was the coolest thing ever. And then it was just such a bummer because then they launched the next expansion, because it was like, where do you go from here? It's always been fun since then, but you never could really hit the same peak of like these weapons you've read about for years and seen the big NPC players use and everything. Plus it was fighting the Burning Legion and fighting like these huge characters. You fought like one of the biggest characters in Warcraft lore is Illidan. It's this big demon hunter dude that has these dual blades.
Mhm.
And you got to play his class and then fight alongside him. It was just the coolest. And it was the first expansion that I made money on. So
Like real money?
You were
yeah,
selling
like I was
gold
in
back.
a guild that would sell raid runs to people that didn't have like big enough groups to do it. So they would pay like $50 for a slot in your raid, and then you would just carry
What?
them. And so we
What?
would do like these
You're like WoW escorts.
we would do like these 20-man raids, and you'd have like 5 randoms
What?
in that would each pay like $50 for a seat, and then the 10 people from the guild would just like split the money on PayPal after the raid. It was
That
great.
is
fucking
crazy.
crazy.
Man, this is truly like the pinnacle of gaming. Like this, people were so into it that they would pay somebody to help them
Just
through
to
this
boost them
raid.
Dude,
True.
there's still such like a market for it. There's websites where you can buy people to just level your or pay people to level your characters for you, so you can just get
Mhm.
straight to the end game.
Oh,
But
my
it
gosh.
was because this was also they had implemented it, but like now in Warcraft they have a story mode for raids. So if you don't have a big group, you can play through it at least just to experience the story
that's
aspect
kinda
of these
nice.
big dungeons. But back then, if you really wanted to like experience the content, they had Raid Finder that was like a dumbed down mode. But to get any real gear, you had to either be in a guild or pay someone to run you through it. So
Okay.
So
a
that's
good
your
one.
number
That-
2 game of all time.
that's my number 2 game.
I'm so glad you're giving it to us as the number 5. Everyone's following, right? Okay. What's your I
number
don't know,
5?
number
Have I done
5?
number
Oh,
5?
perfect. No,
Number
perfect. This is
5
a great
yet.
time for that. Yeah, let's do number 5 for number 6.
Final Fantasy 7.
Smart.
Not the only Final Fantasy on this list. There's that spoiler, but
Oh.
this is, and I love the original Final Fantasy 7. Like it wasn't my first Final Fantasy game, but it was the everyone's huge introduction to the series on PlayStation.
That was the big
The
one.
massive 3-disc game that took you like hundreds of hours to get through. The story was super good, but specifically the remake on this one I think was just so well done. And I am still incredibly bitter. I'm like, my save file on the remake is probably like an hour from completing it. And I gave my brother my PS4 and it all got like wiped and I didn't have a cloud save. So like anyway, I haven't had the heart to like start it over again, but the game itself was just amazing.
You know what?
got that
I've
right at the
never
beginning
played
of
it.
COVID.
I've never played it. It's been on all of my wish lists, and I'm like, should I buy this? Should I buy this? Because everyone says it's so good. And I think I really was sold when I heard you talk about it, Trent. I like still kind of want to play it. I just like don't know. I don't know enough about it to be like, what's a good price to buy this game at, and you know what I mean?
I mean, you get enough time out of it either way. Like, I don't even know what it goes for now because you probably find it for like $30, but it's also just so much friendlier to like newcomers if you're playing the remake versus the original one.
Yeah. Like I desperately want to play the original, but at the same time, like I don't think I want to suffer through it.
No, it's
I don't have the time I did in the 90s.
I don't have the time. I don't love PS1 graphics are just hard for me.
You
They're
don't like
this super pixely,
angles.
like
Yeah.
So it's worth playing though. You gotta play the remake at least at some point. Number 9 is
fucking damn it.
Super Metroid.
Oh shit! Nice. I didn't know this was in your top 10.
Yeah,
I would have guessed that.
Super Metroid. That's I love. Like I know yours is Fusion. Is your Metroid game? I love Fusion. I love Super Metroid. I don't know why. Whenever I hear the word Metroid, I just have this like immediate image of Super Metroid and the screw attack, and just bouncing around. I don't know, that game was my first introduction to that genre too. Like I think I played that before I played the original Metroid game.
Oh, probably.
And I hadn't played like Castlevania or anything, and so purely just as like my introduction to the genre and like that type of like build up to building out your character and getting the abilities and everything, it was just so perfect, and it just had such replayability. Like I loved Super Metroid.
Fuck yeah.
I played the original Metroid and Super Metroid, and those are the only two I played. Never come close to beating either of them. They were so
did you
hard.
beat him? Did you beat it at all, Trent?
Super
Metroid.
Mm-hmm. I think we beat Super Metroid again when I was living with you because we had like that emulator on the Xbox.
Trent was always good at video games when we were kids. He was like one of the kids, because there was like kids like me who never got past like the 3rd or 4th level on anything, and there was kids like Trent that actually beat the games.
Because I would like watch my brother play for 20 hours, and then by the time I picked it up, I was like, I already know how to do this.
Yeah, I don't think my mom let me play long enough to get good, which is probably for the best.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, what you got next?
Number 3. Number 3. We're doing number 3 again.
Yep. No, you haven't done one yet.
Final Fantasy X. This might actually be like my real number 3, honestly.
Okay.
There were so many cool systems, and if you've played the Final Fantasy series, it's like this was the end, I think, of true turn-based combat in Final Fantasy
X.
Yeah. After this, they switched to all like the active time battle system and like the trying to make it more real-time combat, which I grew up with Pokemon. I want just true regular turn-based combat. And this had that plus some. It had the Aeon system where you summon these giant monsters once you got that summoner class in your party. And so it just felt so cool progressing through the story because you were always looking forward to like, what's the next Aeon I'm going to unlock for my summoner? And it's just this giant monster that towers probably 10 times the height of any of the people in the battle. And all of the secret unlocks in that game were also just unlocking more of these summons. That's another, like that one, I for sure beat the original one a few times. And then the remake when it came out on PS3, PS4, again, they did the remaster. Mm-hmm. That game is just so good. And it has a pretty fun, like built-in mini game called Blitzball, which is like a weird combination of soccer and I don't know, what's the Harry Potter game? Quidditch. There we go. It feels like this weird combination of like soccer and Quidditch where like there's different balls floating around and there's special moves kicking them through the goals and stuff. But yeah, that Final Fantasy game was it for me.
That's fucking tight. Yeah, I remember even the remake is old because they remastered that or whatever on like I think it was the PS3.
I think it was PS3. Yeah.
Yep. What do you got left? How many you got left?
I think I got 2 left.
2 more. I don't think you did number 6.
All right, so number 6. This will for sure be on some people's list, I'd guess. Chrono Trigger.
Oh, that's an old classic.
That's another Super Nintendo one.
Mm-hmm.
Chrono Trigger's like Final Fantasy with time travel.
Yeah.
And it's just some of the funniest main characters. Like you have a frog in your party who's a knight.
Okay.
He just goes by Sir Frog. It's got the time travel element, like the battle system's really good, the storytelling's really good. It's one of the few of like that genre I feel like that has multiple endings that you can unlock. And the story, like I said, the story is just really good. But most of mine all fall in the same genre. Clearly, we're going JRPG for like more than half
I was gonna say you like a lot of these JRPG type of games, and I knew you liked them, but I guess I'm surprised so many of them show up in your top 10. Like you like them.
I love them, and I love them because they were so easy to pick up and put down, like at will too. Like there wasn't really waiting for like a break point. It was like if you were done with a battle, there's probably a save point somewhere nearby. You can save it and turn it off. You have to wait through long cutscenes or anything. I don't know. Did they?
I was looking it up. It looks like it was a leak and like it might not be true. So I guess cross your fingers on this one.
I mean, I feel like it's probably got to come at some point though, because it's considered like top 5 JRPGs by like.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't remade it. That seems bizarre.
So then number 1, I think everyone probably already knows.
We know it. Everyone knew this. Number 1 and 2, we all knew.
Super Mario RPG.
I started writing it.
Legend of the 7 Stars. It is Mario, like Final Fantasy with Mario characters made by the Final Fantasy team.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
The
combat's perfect. The character you get to play alongside Bowser. He's not actually a villain. And the actual villain is you think the whole game. I won't spoil it, but you think the whole game. But he's this giant sword that stabs into a castle named Smithy, and he stole Bowser's castle from him.
No spoilers on this 35-year-old game.
You guys, I haven't played it yet.
The remaster just came out, so it's kind of new again.
You said your daughter played that, right?
She played through it with me. Yeah, she's tried.
She's tried.
She mostly can play like Mario right now.
But you played through the whole thing, the remaster.
I played through the remaster. I played through the original.
Where that ranks for you? Because if I'm being honest, I think for me it would probably be like Pokemon, and there's I guess 2 remasters essentially of the games that I love because there was Fire Red, which is the Game Boy Advance remaster, and then there was Let's Go, the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which is the remaster of the original Pokemon games. And I would probably choose to play like Fire Red over the original Pokemon. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Is the convenience and the quality of life improvements in the remaster worth it?
I think so. I mean, it's hard because Super Nintendo's not like a console that didn't age well either. Like everything still looks fine.
It looks like it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
It looks like a little video game.
But there's like minimal like quality of life improvements in the remake. Like you can swap out a character and then have them perform an action the same turn. It's like you don't lose your turn by swapping a character in combat. But for the most part, it's just graphical upgrades other than like a few quality of life improvements. So like, whereas Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's not really like a true turn-based combat anymore. Like the original Final Fantasy VII, they've added all these other elements into it. This is literally just a remake with like a graphical upgrade and a few minor improvements on it. So I would say if I had to pick, I would play the new one.
Yeah, that's cool because I feel like that's the sign of a good remaster is like the ardent fans who replayed the original. They're like, all right, you did it. You made it more convenient for me. Thanks.
Well, I don't think there was a way to really remake this one any other way because I don't think there was another fan base. Like, most people have never even heard of this game still. At least the original one before the remake came out.
Right.
I think it's hilarious they made the remake of this one. I never in a million years thought you would get that.
So what's fun? This is what eventually turned into the Paper Mario series. This is where Paper Mario came from because it was supposed to be Super Mario RPG 2, and then they brought out the Paper Mario on N64, and that whole series ended up just taking over. And so this just kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. Well,
but it's the best game ever. So,
do you want to, Peterson? You want to review these or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking through his list.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've actually played 2 of the games on his list. Isn't that crazy?
That's super crazy.
Like I'm very familiar with most of them.
I played
but
3.
I've only played 2 of them.
Yeah, I've only played 3. That's fucking crazy. You're right.
Yeah, like so this is a very Trent list, which I love.
List. It is very JRPG heavy.
Okay, so I'll just do a recap. Number 7, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Number 4, Mega Man X3. Number 10, Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. I can't remember the numbers after that. Pokemon Gold, WoW Legion expansion specifically, Final Fantasy VII, Super Metroid, Final Fantasy X, Chrono Trigger, and for his number 1 was Super Mario RPG.
That's it.
Beautiful.
Dude, this is a good list. This is a Trent list. This is very good.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I want to hear what the listeners think about this list. Like, are people in on this list? Because like this is a JRPG guy list, you know what I mean? But this is an old JRPG person list.
Yeah.
Because there's no like Persona on there or anything like that. This is old JRPG, and that's what Trent likes.
Yeah, the newest one is over a decade old at least. Like as even the remake.
On any of these games, that's the oldest one.
Mm-hmm.
How hard was this list, dude? How many darlings did you have to kill, Trent? Was it hard?
There were like, I don't even remember exactly which ones I swapped in and out now. There were like 3 that were kind of bouncing back and forth. Like Tony Hawk was the last one that really made it in.
Made the
cut. And I was going back and forth, I think, between like Tony Hawk. Part of them weren't like some of the games on my list weren't necessarily because of the games themselves, more like the time period in my life that I was playing them. Like Modern Warfare 2. It was the game itself was great, but it was more just like that's peak online playing Call of Duty when it was like me and you and Jeff and
right. But is that in my top 10?
Not necessarily as a game,
like the game itself, the experience, maybe like if we were doing top 10 gaming experiences, you'd probably list something like that. But the game itself was, fine.
Yeah. And I think I had there were a few other JRPGs that, I had Tales of Vesperia in there, which is like another, like I would say the 2 biggest, I'm going to get probably butchered if someone tried to quote me on this because I'm probably wrong, but like longest running JRPG series are the Tales series and the Final Fantasy series. And so, and it's all Tales of, and all the games are the same, just like the Final
Yeah.
Fantasy games are. So this was the one that was on Xbox 360. But so that was the other one that kind of made the cut. Tony Hawk ended up edging out just because.
Dude, we put so many hours into
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2.
did.
Unbelievable hours. God, what a throwback. All right, dude. Well, thanks for your top 10.
Yes, thank you.
And let's move on to this next thing.
Dice of Destin. Nope, not doing it this week.
Not gonna happen. Jenna rolled last week or a week or two ago a $40 stealth game. She picked Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden, and she's been playing it all day. But figured we'd give her another week to really
give it
Yeah.
the review.
give it the full review. So maybe next week, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. You just deal with it. You don't want to do a round, do you?
Do it eventually. Just chill, guys. Oh my
Just
gosh.
get to it. You'll be fine. You'll survive without your Mutant Year Zero.
It's
review.
1 week. It's 1
Get
week.
over yourselves. It's just a video game podcast.
You know what?
guys.
And Jenna
No one really
has
planned on it
earned
being
this.
this week. I'm sorry you guys expected it to be this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. What a weird expectation you had. And we're sorry about your expectation.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Trent. Just bring it full circle. That is perfect.
Yeah, let's wrap on that. Play us out. We've got Super Mario RPG's OST. This is the remake. Trent, is it better, do you think, than the original?
I
Less
honestly
pixelated.
couldn't tell you.
Can't tell.
It sounds like the same song to me. It probably
It's
is.
the same fucking thing.
It's probably just like touched up a little bit. Like
Yeah,
some of the other
cleaner.
ones that were similar, like Donkey Kong Country, it was like cleaned up a little bit.
Man, video game music was dialed in the 90s.
So dialed in.
They're like, what is the direction for this song? What music should we do? And they're like, you know what? Just go in the studio and have fun with it. They're like, what? They're like, yeah, just some fun music.
You got any whistles? You got any whistles?
Do you have like an old keyboard
Got a bongo drum?
that has like just the adjustable sounds on it? Just bang it out.
Got a slide whistle? Get in that fucking studio and have a good time, you guys. Get us Donkey Kong Country. Let's go.
Oh, man.
We need 18 3-minute tracks.
All right, thanks for hanging out. Get us those top 10 lists if you haven't already. And a big thanks to Trent for giving us his. I'm JD, logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
This is Trent signing out.
Oh, and thanks to Patrick and Abby for hopping on. See you guys.